Today is Thursday, October 20th, and it is a C Day. Today's newsflash was sent in by multiple people. A man who owned a wild animal preserve near Zanesville, Ohio, let loose all of his animals Tuesday night, shortly after he committed suicide. Officers are still questioning and investigating his motives, but local welfare activists are now calling for tougher laws on keeping of wild animals. Today for lunch is bruschetta bar, and during first lunch there's a seminaria meeting and ensemble. Today the colleges that are coming are GW at 8:10, Holy Cross at 9:45, Furman at 10:45, Boston University at 1, and College of Worcester at 1:30. And Leah Conrad's article was featured next. Features the residential students from SEM, so check it out if you have a chance. And we're going to save all of their announcements for a senior presentation.
Okay, good morning, Ms. Douglas, Ms. Marlette, faculty, and fellow students. In August of 2010, I spent a week in Guatemala for a service trip with a program called Cooperative for Education, otherwise known as COED, a nonprofit whose goal is to increase the literacy rate in Guatemala by providing schools with computers and textbooks. In Guatemala, they used to think that a child did not have the capacity to learn how to read until they were 13. COED changed their minds and increased the literacy rate by almost 70%. Guatemala is known as the land of the eternal spring because it rarely gets below 60 degrees or above 80. They have two seasons, a rainy and a dry season. I was there during the rainy season, which meant we got about 3 hours of rain per day. Their two main exports are coffee and snow peas because they grow well in their climate and mountainous terrain. Even the poorest of Guatemalans have cell phones because it is nearly impossible to install telephone poles and communication is necessary. I departed from the Phoenix airport with my aunt and uncle who were bringing me on the trip. We had an hour-long layover in Houston and then we finally arrived in Guatemala City. After we got settled into our hotel, we took a tour of the city. There are a lot of similarities and differences about Guatemala, like stop signs with things they stop on them, which was really weird to see. And architecture and alleyways and streets. That's like where the monarchy of Guatemala was saying when they came to Guatemala City. There's people that were begging all over the streets, but we weren't supposed to give them money because it's like to encourage them to get jobs and to go to school because of programs like COED, they were able to go to school for free. This is a giant salt map of Guatemala. If you look here, these are people. So if you like see how big the scale is. McDonald's delivered. And those aren't really your everyday metro buses, but that's what people are on, and I'm sure your bus drivers over here are AK-47s on your truck. That morning we started the 5-hour bus ride to Santiago at Atlan. And as we drove, I saw the poverty kind of starting to increase. It was really sad. And on my first restroom break, I got my first experience of an outdoor market. And for about 5 cents American, I And here's a picture of us and some of the kids. In the schools, the teachers read the children's stories, and then the children have to remake the stories and then act them out to help them to learn. So here's them like acting the stories out for us. And then after we have free time with the kids, and just simple things like giving them stickers and blowing bubbles, they go crazy over just because they don't have those sort of things. So like, whenever a kid would get to blow like bubbles out of a wand, they would go crazy. After that, we went to the Potsdam Secondary School for the ribbon cutting of their new computer center that co-ed provided. The students showed us like what they did, what they did on the computers. A simple programs like PowerPoint and Windows Movie Maker, and they were just so proud of what they could do on them. Programs we use every day to really think of. Here's some pictures of traditional dress that the girls wore at the school, and they hand weave them themselves. And this picture of someone weaving. Okay, that night we packed a bunch of gift bags for the kids full of basic school supplies like crayons, pencils, rulers, erasers, stuff that we use every single day that they don't have access to. And I blew about 35 soccer balls with a hand pump, so that was a lot of fun. So I got to give them to the school we went to the next day. And also made other school supplies. And then the children got to read for us, which was really fun to see like how they actually learned how to read. And I got to hang out with the kids. It was a lot of fun. These girls were really sweet. And this little girl, she clung to my leg the entire time I was at the school, and her, oops. No. But I was, and her hair was like super matted and everything, so I took like all the, I don't know, like twigs and like grass and stuff out of her hair and brushed it and braided it for her. She was really sweet. And here's some pictures of some of the kids at the schools. And after that, we had lunch at Pollo Compera, which is like the Guatemalan equivalent to KFC. And that was really good. It's actually better than KFC, so if you guys are ever like South America. After that, we went to the Santiago Cooperative School, and this boy gave me this gift that he made himself, because that's a thing. The student had to do that. And I also got a picture of Jesus. It's kind of nice. And then after that, we got buddied up with a student, and she was actually my age, but she was really sweet. And then this is kind of an interesting story. At the beginning, they did a traditional dance for us to welcome us there, and these flags are they're like traditional Guatemalan things, and each area of Guatemala has their own colors and their own designs on their flag. Well, this is Santiago's design, and it says "Welcome Jessica" on the back, because some of the guys at the school like saw my name tag and thought it was cute, so they made like this flag and stuff on the back of this little costume, and like it was really embarrassing, but and then like I got to dance with them. That's also really fun for me. And then this is me with like all the guys, and like in Spanish they were like asking me for my number, and like and they got a picture, and I was like, how do you say international texting is really expensive? But yeah, so that was it. And then after that, we departed for Antigua, and Antigua used to be Guatemala's capital, but they moved it for two reasons. The first being their still active volcanoes cause huge earthquakes and would harm important government buildings, and they stuck them there. And second, they wanted to preserve its beauty, because Antigua is one of the oldest cities in Guatemala, and it's gorgeous. And if Antigua had remained the capital, it would become dirty, run down, and corrupt like Guatemala City is. This is large in South and Central America. See, there's people right there. It's huge. This is a view of Antigua just from our hotel roof, so like I got to see that every single morning. It's really cool. And here is a picture of me, my aunt, my uncle, and their scholarship students.
responses, so please do that.
And I'm missing a sweatshirt. It's